You just don't know when to give up, do you?
I'm like this all day.
Peace. Sup everyone, I'm Alex. As you might have already noticed by my few recent videos, I like to analyze this franchise quite a lot. Well, this is more of that shit. This time, we'll be tackling something a bit more positive. So, what am I talking about? Well, I guess you know how to read.
I never learned to read.
What? Rainbow Rocks. Many people hold this movie as the best that came out of this spin-off, which is understandable. The sequel is a huge improvement over the first one. It looks better, the songs are better, and especially, the writing is better. However, I wholeheartedly believe that a single factor is what elevates this movie to the status it has. Sunset Shimmer. Although I may have already talked about her character in a previous video in a negative way, this time I have to praise her, because she's the one who carries the movie to a whole new level. Now let me make something clear. By no means is this movie a masterpiece and objectively the best in the series. What I want to show in this video is a deconstruction of this character and how the writers made it work. So bear with me as I break down how Rainbow Rocks made Sunset Shimmer a fan favorite. First of all, without doing anything, Sunset already has something special on her side. That being her role in this story. Whereas normally the protagonist starts off the story in a fairly neutral position. Because Sunset was an antagonist in the previous movie, she has to start all the way back in the negative side. Right from the start, Sunset has to do double the work, because she has a handicap. Nonetheless, it's because she goes through the whole spectrum that her character has more to work with than a common protagonist would. This however doesn't guarantee a great character, it simply shows that Sunset has a unique potential. Take it as a teaser of what the character can become. Moving on, let's take a closer look at redemption arcs. Now these types of journeys are very tricky, since at their core they guarantee characters to be successful, if handled correctly. You see, there are a few requirements to keep in mind in order to make these types of characters work. The most fundamental one is what many might know as likability. While this term is widely used when describing a character, it really refers to the term empathy. Feeling empathy for a character translates to the audience establishing a connection with said character, understanding and caring about what happens to them. So how does Rainbow Rocks pull this off? How does it make us care for Sunset? One word: injustice. Sunset in this movie is torn apart by everyone. And I mean everyone. Even her only friends do it unintentionally.
It's okay. None taken. None taken. Again. None taken. I'm used to it.
The trick here is that Sunset suffers because of what she did in the previous movie. It's not simply that the universe decided to beat the living shit out of her, but rather that she herself is responsible for her problems. And while at first it can come across as funny and her facing the consequences,
I think it's going to be one of the most exciting events we've had at CHS since the fall formal.
Oh shit!
it's clear that she already learned her lesson, and what she needs now is help. Yet she can't escape the constant mistreatment thrown at her, and it's this injustice that connects us with her. Because aside from her friends, we are the only ones who truly know who she is and what she really feels. It's understandable that everyone hates her, but it's not acceptable that she's not given the chance to change. That's why this unfairness works just enough to make us feel empathy for Sunset. Finally, there is one last aspect Sunset excels at: being an active character. While we could feel bad for her at the beginning, that alone isn't enough in the long run. Whereas Sunset could basically sit and whine about everyone hating her, she instead chooses to actively try to fix that. She offers her help, she volunteers to show new students around, she proposes solutions, and basically always chooses to do something. What this does is show what she's willing to do in order to achieve her goals. Even if her attempts don't turn out to be how she wanted, she still keeps on trying.
Now that's the bad girl we love to hate.
No, it isn't like that. I'm sorry, I just wanted to help.
Yeah, well, you did it.
It's her constant activeness throughout the whole movie that makes her character interesting to follow. Again and again she's rewarded with hatred and negative feedback, yet she still fights for what she believes in. Sunset in this movie is driven by guilt and regret, not to simply feel sad, but rather to motivate herself to change. It's her choice to make up for her mistakes no matter what, that allows her to be a compelling and entertaining character. We see her being unfairly treated. We see her actively try to be better. But most importantly we see her never giving up. These three aspects are what make Sunset great. That's why when she finally gets what she wanted, we as the audience cannot feel anything but happiness. Because we've seen how hard she has worked for this moment. And she deserves it. The thing is that at the end of the day, Sunset Shimmer isn't particularly the best written character in cinema history, but it's a solid, yet simple execution that allows her to become an extraordinary character. Despite the flaws this movie definitely has, I'm glad that Rainbow Rocks succeeded at making Sunset's character great. Anyways, that's all I got to say today. Until next time, have a great day.